California is being mismanaged, and Kamala Biden want the power problems that we're experiencing here. Did you know that we're having power problems? Nationwide. They want to spread it nationwide. And COVID testing is overestimating relevant cases? That's a question, right? New York Governor Cuomo, too, is oppressing New York City restaurants over the COVID scare, similar to the Red Scare. Only this one is a real scaremongering thing over a fake issue. This is the end of Hour 1, Tuesday, September 8th, 2020. Stay tuned for Hour 2. It is 5 minutes till 7 a.m. here in Los Angeles. I am James Hake with Hake News, not fake news. Jesse Lee Peterson will be right back, guys. Hang tight, callers, viewers, listeners. California power shortages continues. This is a Revolver report. Eric Garcetti, the mayor of Los Angeles, tweeted yesterday, "It is almost 3 p.m. Time to turn off major appliances. Set the thermostat to 78 degrees or use a fan instead. Turn off excess lights and unplug any appliances that you're not using. We need every Californian to help conserve energy. Please do your part. #FlexAlert." Because we're having sort of a heat wave, I guess. Sunday, it was 108 degrees over here. And this is not far from the coast. Back in February 2016, Kamala Harris had tweeted, "California ensures that 1/3 of electricity is from renewable resources." She wants this issue spread nationwide, and she shared a creepy Joe Biden plan to secure environmental justice and equitable economic opportunity. Sounds like a commie scam, right? Takeover of the power industry. Crazy. And Revolver reports on COVID. New York Times says that over 90% of positive PCR results, that has to do with the COVID-19 testing, are probably false positives, at least effectively anyway, having what may be negligible amounts of the virus. The failing New York slimes, on August 29th, they had the headline, "Your coronavirus test is positive? Maybe it shouldn't be." The usual diagnostic tests may simply be too sensitive and too slow to contain the spread of the virus. The standard tests are diagnosing huge numbers of people who may be carrying relatively insignificant amounts of the virus. This is the New York Times writing, August 29th, just a few days ago. Most of these people are not likely to be contagious, and identifying them may contribute to bottlenecks that prevent those who are contagious from being found in time. In 3 sets of testing data that include cycle thresholds compiled by officials in Massachusetts, New York, and Nevada, up to 90% of people testing positive carried barely any virus, and a review from the New York Slimes found. On Thursday, the United States recorded 45,604, that's last Thursday, right? Or 2 Thursdays ago, new coronavirus test cases, according to a database maintained by the Slimes. If the rates of contagiousness in Massachusetts and New York were applied nationwide, then perhaps not 45,000, but 4,500 of those people may actually need to isolate and submit to contact tracing. Interesting, huh? But meanwhile, in New York, Revolver reports that Cuomo says that New York City cannot open up unless we have 4,000 social distancing enforcers, a task force. The mob boss, that's what Revolver calls him, Revolver.news, by the way. New York Governor Cuomo refuses to reopen restaurants, and now 64% may go out of business. Reason headline says, Andrew Cuomo says 4,000-person New York Police Department social distancing task force is needed before he will allow indoor dining in New York City. They've been excluded. New York City restaurants have been excluded from reopening their dining rooms as opposed to the rest of the state, which has been allowed to reopen. He called it on a press call last week, September 3rd, and we only want to, he's talking about enforcement. What an oppressive man. And 64% New York City restaurants may be closing permanently.